Despite these multiple attempts I've made to come up with what to say in this video, I'm just going to spew whatever comes out of my mouth. I'm just trying to share my thoughts. So it's not about setting up a perfect angle or having the perfect video. Today is about sharing a personal experience. I had my first full-blown panic attack recently. Without getting into too many details, my brain was taking on too much, and I kind of like sort of flatten my feelings out sometimes to where like I don't have a way to like really cope with everything. Um, Obviously, marijuana is one of my ways to cope with things, but sometimes that just doesn't do it. You know what I mean? Sometimes you don't feel like inhaling anything. Sometimes you don't feel like um, sometimes you don't feel like doing anything. You just want to like lay down and go to sleep for days at a time. But anyway, me and my girlfriend are heading to the store with my sister to go get groceries or something. I can't remember exactly what was going on, but I think that was it. And something was happening, and my back started hurting really bad. I know that my front seats, they're just like, they don't conform to the human body very well at all. Like, to lay down, you literally have to like do that. And it's just like, there's no actual neck brace for it. So, but anyway, that's another like reason why my back hurts. But my back was hurting so bad that day that I'm like, ah, oh my god. So my back was killing me, and I could hardly breathe, and it just gradually kept getting worse. So finally, we stopped in the parking lot. We parked the car, and she's like, just she actually leaves her phone out in the car, which we are realizing wasn't a very good thing. So both my girlfriend and my sister go into the store, and I'm sitting there just trying to breathe, trying to breathe. My back is killing me. I didn't know what to do about it. So I'm like kind of just looking around, and the more my back started like really being on fire, the more I'm realizing like I think something's going on. And so I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? I'm looking around. I get out the car because I'm like, my back is just, nothing's happening. So I get out the car. I'm standing up. I'm like leaning against the top of my car. And I'm like, I really, really hope somebody comes out soon. I'm really hoping somebody comes out soon. So I sit back down in my car, and I'm like, this stuff's getting unbearable. I can't deal with this anymore. You know? So I'm like, I think I started calling my girlfriend, and I'm realizing that her phone's in the car. I'm like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. No one's coming out. This is really, really, really painful. So I called my sister on her messenger, and she finally picks up. I'm like, tell Ashley. And she goes, what? I can't hear you. I'm like, tell Ashley like I'm having a panic attack. And I think she couldn't understand what I was saying, so I hung up after like 15 seconds. And I think I'm like very shortly after, I see my girlfriend coming out of the store, and I think she heard something and she didn't know what was going on, so she came out. I'm like, and I think she asked if I needed help. I'm like, yes. So I like kind of like dropped my head sort of toward the chair, and like it's just getting worse. My back pain's getting worse. My chest is like compressing into itself, so it's like, and like the whole upper body from waist up is tingling, and my arms are starting to tingle really bad and like loose feeling, and my hands are like sort of like freezing up and like seizing. It's almost like I'm having a seizure, but not really. And like the more numb I felt, and my body started getting really warm, like nervously warm, like I'm about to like pass out kind of warm. And I'm starting to cry because it's just, physical pain is unbearable, and it's like you can't really breathe. It's like, and eventually I'm like crying, almost bawling, and I'm asking her, I'm like, what do I do? And she goes, you just gotta just try to calm yourself down. You gotta just breathe. You gotta like literally focus on your breathing. So that's what I'm trying to slowly get to do. And she's like, do you need something? Do you need something? So I'm like, water, you know, slowly, I just like, I barely can talk. I'm like, just give me some water. So she opens the water and she goes, very slowly, so, because she didn't want to like drown me. But I'm like, I can't get anything. So she just, you know, and finally those couple drinks are like kind of giving me life again. And my sister brings out these Reese's cups because I haven't eaten at all that day. So she brings out some sugar Reese's cups and she gives me one, and I'm like slowly taking these tiny mouse bites, and slowly but surely the energy is like surging through my body. So between a Reese's cup and more water, and she's thinking, well, maybe a little bit of THC might help kind of bring life into me. And at first I just didn't want anything, and then once that energy was coming into me, I'm like, okay, I need to at least calm my nerves. So I'm hitting the dab pen just a little bit, and another time. And at this time, my mouth, like, I didn't have any strength in much of my body at all. So and my whole mouth was just wet and slobbery because I was just like, so all I could feel was just moist and the dab pen, the tip of it, and I'm just like. So I take that in for a second time, and I'm slowly getting better. A little bit more water, another Reese's bite, and I'm like, my back is still kind of hurting, but everything's kind of coming back slowly to normal. And I'm just breathing, and my hands are still kind of like this, but I'm able to open them up. Like I'm pretty sure I'm still kind of numb and tingly at this point. But like that was the first time in my life I've really actually like felt like that, because I felt like I was almost going into a seizure, but I wasn't sure. And just slowly ingesting more liquids, more sugar, and my body's getting back to normal. And I think we end up dropping her off because both of them were asking if they wanted to send me to the hospital, take me to the hospital. I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. You know, it's like both sort of embarrassing, but also like I don't have medical, so I just didn't know what to do. I didn't want to go to the hospital. Plus, I would have sat there for 3 hours and nobody would have done anything because my local hospital, I don't really trust them. Thank you to all the hard workers that actually work up there and do their job, because a lot of times they will have you wait for 30 to 60 minutes without knowing anything what's going on. It just seems like they're kind of like loafing around. But anyway, I didn't want to go to the hospital. I just wanted to take care of this on my own. And I did get better gradually throughout the day. I think I sort of like took a nap after that. But my moral of the story to you is anything can happen to anyone if you don't have a healthy way to cope or discuss or really be able to resolve or deal with any given situation or multiple situations. Excuse me, that was loud. So what I want to just share with you is I'm a 27-year-old relatively healthy dude, but sometimes I tend to put too much on my plate to deal with, just in terms of life and things you have to do. But what I'm trying to get at is try not to take on so much stuff at once simultaneously, because the more you think you can take care of, the more you're going to get kind of pushed down and boggled and muddled and deep. And sometimes people can't really find a way out, so you crash and burn. And my way of crash and burning was not healthily discussing my problems with people and not being able to resolve it in a calm way. And another thing that added to the stress was not eating enough. So I should make sure that I stick to a better diet, make sure I'm eating right, make sure I'm eating more often, making sure I have fluids in me. I'm reaching the 10-minute mark. I didn't really want to do that. But my point is here, please take care of yourself. No matter what body type you have, anybody can get too stressed, and it's really, really important that you watch yourselves, watch your fluids, watch what you eat. Make sure you're communicating well with others and trying to resolve these problems in a better way, because any minute, any moment of any time of any day, this could happen to you too. I never really knew what it was like to have a panic attack, but that was not fun. I never want to have that happen to me again. So I helped in some way. I don't really have a solution other than just try to watch things better. So without getting in too deep, because I know I'm kind of rambling at this point, thank you for watching. I hope I can help at least one of you guys or girls, and thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe to my channel, and just try to find peace, better communication, trust your instincts. If you think something's happening with your body that shouldn't, try to get a hold of somebody, try to get help. Stay hydrated, of course, and most of all, help one another, love one another, and take care of one another. Thank you for watching. Peace out, and have a great day. Because look at it. It's a beautiful freaking day. Love you guys.